How's it going? This is your host Kazu, and welcome to Large K Podcast with Foliage. Woo! This is actually the very first in-car video interview that I've ever done, so thanks for joining me. Yeah. We're all the way out in San Bernardino. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is it called? Were you guys like born and raised here?
Yes. Right now we live in this city called Rialto, which is like 10 minutes away from here. So yeah, but it's not that much different. I mean, San Bernardino is obviously a lot more hood, whereas like Rialto is more like becoming more civilized, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. What do you guys do? What do you guys do there?
Our town sucks.
I've heard of Rialto before. It's just that like in terms of like I don't know, like activity wise, like do you guys end up going outside of the city most of the time? Or?
Yeah, outside of the city definitely. All there is to do in Rialto, they just got an In-N-Out like a few years ago, and that's like the hype.
Okay, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's like the only thing that exists there.
Yeah.
They're like building a bunch of stuff. I guess they're like aiming to be the new like Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay. I gotcha.
They're gonna have like a whole like plaza and stuff. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. No, it's really amazing though. Well, first of all, it's really awesome that you take this time to do this interview. But also, Foliage essentially is your solo project, but like it's like a full band realization of it, right? Like where you have your brother and you have your friends.
Yeah, I used to have a full band with one of my best friends, and we actually ended up we stopped being friends over something like kind of silly.
Okay.
Yeah, not anything too serious. I mean, I don't really think much of it, but you know, people come and go in life.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I was tired of just having to find new band members all of the time. So, I mean, I make all the music myself. Why not perform it live myself?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, you can only do some things yourself. So, I mean, the bass is what really like provides the power. So, I mean, with my brother, that's where he comes in. It's very easy to like. Me and him just like connect very well musically, like easily.
Yeah. Plus, you guys live together too, so
exactly,
like
very easy to practice.
That's true. Like whenever you guys have to get together, you have to go to other rooms. You want to jam?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How long you guys been playing together, essentially?
Tell him about your journey of music.
All right. So he got me into music probably maybe a year or two ago.
Oh, super recent then.
Yeah, he wasn't really like, he never really like listened to music at all.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was just curious on like what artists. I showed him like some entry level stuff like Neutral Milk Hotel, like Death Grips, Kanye West.
Kanye West. Okay.
He loves Kanye West. That's like
Kanye is good.
Yeah.
Definitely like the one that struck him the most. And I don't know. He like started making like hip hop music.
Wow.
Yeah, he makes a bunch of beats on the side too.
So does that mean you playing bass has only been a year or so, or?
Yeah, probably like about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, just about.
I picked it up pretty easy.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Out of all of the members like I've had in my band, he's definitely been the easiest to teach and like quickest to like learn everything.
Yeah. You guys have some sort of connections that nobody else has, so like, you know.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, definitely. What why is the project called Foliage?
I was in art class in my freshman year, and I heard the word, and you know, it means like flowers, plants, trees. I like the definition. I was like, I like flowers. I want to use that imagery in my music. And now I'm like a heavy, like, now that I'm older, I didn't know like what a like stoner I guess I would turn into.
Yeah.
And now it's just like a pun for marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Foliage. So.
Foliage.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Plus, I don't know. I see that like, you know, it has like, your band sort of has like a green imagery to it.
Yeah,
too, so like,
I like green.
Yeah. Also, congrats on the raising your money for vinyl.
Oh yeah,
release.
man. Honestly, that can't be done without any of you. So thank y'all.
Yeah. Plus, it's a green vinyl too.
Yeah, it's gonna look awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of stuff is very discouraging because you know it's a lot of money and like you really have to depend on the fan base to do so, and you know you don't know if they can really do it because you know music itself is just discouraging. And
Yeah, it can be.
it's really like overwhelming, and I'm just very grateful to have any fans at all. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at the point of like submitting music to a Bandcamp or anything else, it's almost like a digital wasteland, you know? So
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
So at this point, when somebody listens to your music, you're like, well, how did you find me?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's cool. Yeah, the internet is so large.
Yeah, and especially like because I saw that you've been putting out music since 2014, I would say. Like,
Yeah, I think I was 15 or 16. Well, I was 16 when I started writing music, and then I put out my first, like, The Things I Do for Love, which was, like, a song that ended up later being on my first album, Truths.
Yeah.
I released my first album, like, the week before I turned 17. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's been a good 4 years now that I'm 20 now, so.
Okay. You started off like hella early though. I mean, like this kind of like, so essentially 15, 16 is where like your musical kind of journey began.
Yeah, I listened to like, well, in high school at that time, well, I really always grew up on like the Smiths and the Cure.
Okay.
At that time, I had just discovered Craft Spells,
Okay.
who was like really cool. And now me and Justin are friends, which is really cool. Because I always thought of him like an inspiration. Really cool that he writes all of his music and records it. And he's like, he thinks of himself more as like a producer than a musician.
Yeah.
And I think the same about myself, because I love producing more than like writing, I guess. Like producing is just fun, and like he loves hip hop and like Jay Dilla as well.
Okay.
And that's like my shit right there. So that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, because when I was like reading through the credit for number 3, like all the instruments and everything, like you recorded it,
Yep.
right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, which is like pretty impressive, like the
Thank
fact
you.
that like getting into producing and stuff, because that's also your passion. But like translating like all the recorded stuff like into like a live rendition, was that difficult or?
Not at all, honestly. Yeah, me and him just got it very tight. So
Okay.
yeah, make sure to practice a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've been noticing this, but like I feel like within this like last like year or two, there's this like big resurgence of like almost like a bedroom pop
Yeah.
music, you know, kind of seeing bands like I say Home Shake or Bane's World, or like there's like one that I recently discovered, they're called Van Seer.
Oh, Van Sire, yeah.
Van Seer, yeah.
Really great.
Yeah.
Those are actually really good homies of mine. What's really cool, Josh, I was talking to Josh on Facebook.
Yeah.
They're on the label Spirit Goth, who put out my second record, Silence.
Mhm.
And that's how we like started talking. And it was cool to like swap words about each other's music, mutual like love.
Yeah.
And they told me how they discovered my song URL, which was one of the early singles along with The Things I Do for Love that I
Yeah.
released prior to my first album.
Yeah.
They mentioned how they discovered that song on Bandcamp like years ago, and were
Oh, that's
like
true.
thoroughly impressed, and like
Wow.
it's crazy to see like how far I've come. So it was cool to know like that these guys were like so real, and like they're like amazing musicians, like, and now they're like blowing up pretty huge, so they deserve it so much.
Yeah, I actually pre-ordered Angel Youth not too long ago.
Nice, the record.
Yeah, the
Cool.
record. Yeah. Because I don't know, like the first time I listened to them, I felt like, I don't know, they have something really special going, you know?
Yeah, it's very, I don't know how to describe it. The vocals are like chilling.
Yeah, the vocals chilling, like, and they add some really hip hop elements to their
Yeah,
stuff, which
it's
is
really cool.
Yeah, collaborative vocal effort, and like,
Yeah.
no, shout out to those guys. They're really
Yeah.
tight.
Very clean style.
Yeah, but I was kind of wondering, like, kind of going back to that question with the whole resurgence of that type of music, because I noticed that there's like a really big audience for that right now. And
Yeah.
how do you feel like why do you think it attracts so many people at the moment?
I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of this whole bedroom pop like label that's going around right now. Mostly because, and I don't mean to like discredit anybody else's art, and like just the fact that I've put so much effort into mine doesn't mean like that theirs means like any less, but like I just wish more people would spend like more time on their craft is like a better word, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, just a lot of stuff I'm finding out there is really bland to me, and there's a lot better bedroom stuff that's out there that isn't being like appreciated whatsoever.
Do you feel like people are kind of more going for like a super lo-fi sound that's kind of purposely made lo-fi, like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, not per se. Not even that. I feel like it's just kind of like aesthetically that, not even in sound. It's more like visual aesthetic, like the way people dress and like do their music videos, anything, you know. It's just like the whole career kind of has this aesthetic, and you know, I'm not about that. I'm just making music. I like Japanese paintings, so I use that for like all my album artwork. So.
Who was it by? Harui Kawase?
No, Hasui Kawase.
Okay.
Yeah, really great painter.
Yeah,
I like his art a lot.
Yeah. No, it really fits the mood of the music too.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like visually stunning, I feel like.
Yeah.
In terms of that.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I love his art a lot.
Were you just kind of going through that and be like, okay, that's my next album art?
How I discovered his art was through a guy named James, who actually did the artwork for my second album, Silence.
Okay.
Yeah, he like introduced me to like using like the font that I do for Foliage and stuff. Like he was just sending me images with like that text over with like Foliage, and I was like, who are you, man? Like this is cool. And like he just started sending me like so many photos, like to like get into like the process of artwork, and then I learned how to do it myself and like just expand from there. So like this next album, I think I want to design the artwork. I don't know if I want to go just for a painting again. I mean, it's cool to continue the aesthetics, but you know, that shouldn't be like my whole career, I guess. Yeah. This next one's more emotional, I feel. So
you already started writing the next album?
Yeah, I like to keep ahead because I don't think it's right to let people wait for music. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you just got to keep pumping out.
Exactly.
See how it's gonna go. Especially like with putting 3 out, like at the moment, did you feel like since it's like your most recent stuff, did you felt like this was the best thing you put out, or at the moment right now, do you feel like, all right, it's not enough, like I gotta do better, or I gotta try something different? Or...
It's definitely my most successful. I really thought Silence, my second record, would have like taken me off, but it was very like slept on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know why 3 blew up. I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't expect it, but I don't know. I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Oh no, like when you put out 3, did you feel like that was like the best thing you put out at the moment, or did you feel like, no, the next one I could do better, or like?
Well, I give myself room to grow with each LP, and I definitely know like 3 is definitely my best one. Like I try and make each one better, and I know for a fact like the next one's gonna be better than 3. Like I'm already like writing in the process of it, so
yeah,
I kind of like plan them all that way.
That's true.
That makes sense.
Yeah. How do you feel about 3?
It's good.
It's good, man.
It's good.
But like hearing his like even newer stuff, it's just like, yeah, he's getting better. Just
like to make music every day, I guess.
Yeah. Just kind of wondering, what was your first instrument? Because you seem to be pretty versatile, especially
Drums.
Recording everything. Drums was your first instrument?
Drums.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the drums. Easily, if anyone wants me to play drums in their band, HMU, hit me up. Because I'm amazing. I think I'm good. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think you're pretty good at guitar, too.
Thank you.
Yeah. You could go back to like finger picking and also just picking with.
Thank you.
Pick too, so.
Johnny Marr, very inspirational.
Johnny Marr is very, very inspirational.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite Smith song?
Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others, for sure. That riff is the best.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I like This Night Has Opened My Eyes.
Oh yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Do you like My Bloody Valentine?
I love My Bloody Valentine.
Dude, favorite band ever. Are you gonna see them next month?
Shrine, yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Can't wait.
I actually got to see them at FYF 5 years ago.
Oh my.
And that was a very cool experience. Lots of technical difficulties, but I think being able to see them was like kind of surreal in a sense, you know?
Yeah, that's how I think I'm gonna feel. Like it's kind of like a dream. I've always dreamed of seeing them.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is it worth risking your ears over?
Yeah.
I'd say so. Yeah.
It's definitely risky. It's always a tradition for them to pass out earplugs during their shows and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
that like people wouldn't like necessarily fuck up your ears and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I want to risk them.
Go for it, man.
Yeah, it's my favorite band ever, so I think I have to.
I didn't know that. Like,
yeah. Loveless is definitely my favorite album of all time. My phone code is 1991 because that's the year Loveless came out.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting, man.
Yep.
Actually, speaking of live shows, I like asking this question on the podcast. But what was one of the favorite acts you've seen live?
favorite I've seen live.
It could even be like a DIY show too. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a venue show.
Who have I even seen live? I like No Vacation. They're like good friends of ours.
I like No Vacation a lot too.
Yeah, I've seen them a good 3 times now.
Yeah.
They're really good. Dive are really good. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Who have I seen live? I don't know. I don't know who I want to see live either. I want to see Craft Spells live, but he lives in San Francisco and he never
You
plays.
haven't seen them yet, or?
I want to.
Oh.
I told Justin. So if you watch this, Justin, play.
Do they rarely play, or is it kind of like a...
Pretty rare.
Okay.
It's been a minute.
It's a once in a blue moon. For sure. What about you?
Kanye.
Kanye?
I'd love to see Kanye live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see Kanye. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't like the new album.
Yeah, it's
It's not very good.
It's alright.
yeah, it's
Like 2
alright.
good songs.
Yeah. I'm all about I love Graduation and like
Graduation is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
College Dropout.
College
College
Dropout.
Dropout. There you go. Some
Definitely
old
the
school
best.
stuff. Another thing I was wondering is, especially like with you being like really busy, with your own music, and getting into like band practice and just recording and just like doing all of that. Is it hard to balance out your music life with like what's going on just in your real life? Like, for example, are you currently a student, or do you work right now? Or?
Yeah, that's like what I'm embarrassed about. But like, yeah, I'm not a student or work right now. Music has been my job for this whole year.
Yeah.
Which is bittersweet because it is my my lifelong dream, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Music is my passion. But at the same time, I do feel like a lazy bum. Like, I'd love to have, like, a real job and stuff, but music has definitely kept me afloat, and I'm grateful for that. And I'd love to definitely secure my life and career in music. So I think I should just keep moving forward with this.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like you said, music could be, like, discouraging, but, like, the fact that it's still keeping you going because of the audience you have is, like...
Yeah,
not everybody has that, so that's really awesome,
Yeah, music is... Wow. Yeah, but I'm very grateful. It's like, wow, I can't believe you like something I made.
Yeah. What was the moment where when you started realizing that people were, like, kind of getting into your stuff, or, like, were there, like, any certain tracks or, like, album? Like, I remember you said 3 blew up, but, like...
Yeah, I'd say all of them were successful for the most part in, like, obviously, like, DIY scenes. Like, my first album was definitely, like, hailed by, like, people who, like, fuck with Bandcamp and, like, scour Bandcamp. Like,
Yeah.
definitely a lot of people know Truths. Silence, not as much, but it definitely opened me up to, like, the bigger indie circle, like, people like Vansire and, Castle Beat as well.
Beat, okay.
Yeah.
They're both Spirit Goth people.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, this just, like, brought my name to, like, all of these people as well. So it was a good times. And Z-Tapes, getting in contact with Z-Tapes was I feel, very important. They reissued Truths. And then, like, shortly after Silence came out. And I was writing the 3rd album, 3, and I was just noticing, like, all of the love for Truths, the reissue of Truths, and seeing how much love it had on Bandcamp, and saying, wow, like, this album is really selling well than my current album. That's
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, And then I just realized it's Z-Tape's very dedicated and, like, loving fan base. So I decided to release my 3rd album with Z-Tapes, and I feel like that was kind of important to the process, I guess, because the people of Z-Tapes are very dedicated to music, and I'm very grateful for that. They have, like, a really awesome fan base.
Yeah.
So that plus the current fan base was definitely, like, powerful to do.
Yeah, plus, like, the fact that you guys even sold out Constellation Room and, like, playing shows like that. I mean, like, how is it to you? I mean, to be able to, like, play for, like, a bigger audience and, like, have, like, followers and stuff, like, isn't it pretty
great.
cool? It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm still in high school. I'm only 17 and just be playing shows and meeting people who like me on the bass and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, it's
pretty fun.
Yeah, sounds like it. But I don't know, like, since you said that you already, like, started recording a new album, when do you think we could expect that?
Definitely, I want to get it out very quickly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But other people are probably gonna have a different say and be like, no, you should do this and like promote it and everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'll definitely be out next year.
Okay.
I want to get something out by that. I want to put out something else by the end of this year, just because I love releasing music.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was another thing that also made Foliage blow up. Was prior to 3, I was just releasing, like, you know, I released the singles, which all gained really good attention.
Mm-hmm.
I released like a B-sides and like covers EP.
Yeah.
That went like to precede 3.
Yeah.
And I think just releasing all of that music really is what brought Foliage up. And then once 3 came out, it's like, boom, all of this music. And
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Impossible tour and all that too.
Yeah, now that's the goal, tour.
The old tour. There you go. Yeah. Well, I pretty much like asked everything I want to ask, but you know, before we end it, I want to get in a section called this, that, where I'll be like shooting you guys with like, you know, just kind of shotgun random questions.
Okay.
And you guys could just answer that. We could go with something simple like cats or dogs.
Dogs.
Why dogs?
Dogs are amazing. Fuck cats. I don't mean to be like that, but fuck cats because they're not loyal. Dogs are very loyal.
Yeah.
I love dogs.
Dogs are cool. Same with you. Fuck cats. Okay.
Fuck cats.
Yeah. Any what's it called? If you could visit any country, where would you want to go?
Ooh. I really want to go to Europe. Yeah. I want to meet the Z-Tapes. I want to meet Philip, the owner of Z-Tapes. He's a really cool guy.
Okay, they're based there.
Yeah, they're based out of Slovakia.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in Europe. I'm probably wrong.
No, it's in Europe. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's cool. How do you guys feel about 311?
311, the band?
Yeah.
They're funny. They're a funny band.
Yeah. I already. Do you have anything to say about 311? Okay, gotcha.
Do you know them?
No.
What are some songs?
Oh, amber is the color of your energy.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful disaster.
I am beautiful disaster.
It's like a K-rock band, but like
Yeah.
they mix reggae,
Definitely
metal,
Definitely
hip-hop.
KCal rock type music.
Yeah, K-Cal rock.
Okay.
Definitely KCal rock.
Yeah. That's an ongoing question. It's always fun to hear people's opinion about them.
Yeah, they're a funny band.
Yeah. I mean, you already told me that, like, you know, tour was part of the goal, but like, is there anything that you guys want to personally accomplish by the end of the year?
I don't know. The vinyl thing was huge for me, so I feel like yes, but at the same time I should be doing more. So definitely we should go on tour by the end of the year. I think that would be the goal.
Oh, tight.
Yeah, and finish the album, the next album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost done with it. I'm like halfway.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Usually people just focus on playing shows, but then it's like you just released this in April and now you're halfway done with the new album.
My second LP isn't even a year old. On July 20th, Silence will be a year old.
Wow.
So, yeah. 3 came out not even a year after my second.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's probably like the most consistent, like, productive musician I know. Like, so
Thank
far,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I try and be for. That's what I try and aim to be, I guess.
Yeah. Do you have any goals for the end of the year?
Personally, just graduate high school.
Graduate, keep playing. Yeah.
Good goal.
Yeah. Make it happen. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this. Like,
Oh, yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
This was awesome.
Yeah.